Welcome back to ACT 113 Elements of Banking, Study Section 3, which says the Central Bank of Nigeria. Introduction. The central bank is the apex bank in country, and central bank is a government-owned bank, and each country owns only one central bank. And at the end of this study section, you should be able to explain the concept of Central Bank of Nigeria, the origin of Central Bank of Nigeria, and the function and explain the function of Central Bank of Nigeria. So let's discuss this learning outcome one after the other. Establishment of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The ordinance was designed to ensure orderly commercial banking and to prevent the establishment of unviable banks. So, draft legislation for the establishment of Central Bank for Nigeria was presented to the House of Representatives in March 1958, and the act was fully implemented on July 1, 1959. That is when the Central Bank of Nigeria came into full operation, which is 1st July 1959. The Central Bank Act for 1958. The Central Bank Act 1958 as amended and the Banking Decree 1969 as amended also constituted the legal framework within which the Central Bank of Nigeria operates and regulates banks, and the wide range of economic liberation and deregularization measures following the adoption in 1986. So SAP, that is the Structural Adjustment Program, resulted in the emergence of more banks and other financial intermediaries. So the banks and other financial institutions, the 1997 amendments. The 1997 amendments brought the CBN back under the supervision of the Ministry of Finance, and the decree made CBN directly responsible to the Minister of Finance with respect to the supervision and control of bank and other financial institutions, while extending the supervisory role of the bank to other specialized bank and financial institutions. The amendments placed enormous power on the Ministry of Finance while leaving the CBN with a role in the monitoring of the financial institution, with little room for the bank to exercise their powers. And feeds of finance describe the total area in which you can study finance, and it spread very fast after revolution of finance. Let's talk about the 1999 amendments. The CBN Amendment Decree number 37 of 1998, which repealed the CBN Amendment Decree number 3 of 1997. So the decree provided a measure of operational autonomy for the Central Bank of Nigeria to carry out its traditional functions, which enhances its versatility. And the current legal framework within which the CBN operates is the CBN Act of 2007, which repealed the CBN Act of 1991 and all its amendments. And the Act provides that the CBN shall be a fully autonomous body in the discharge of its functions under the Act and the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act with the objective of promoting stability and continuity in economic management. So the CBN Act 2007. This act provides that the CBN shall be a fully autonomous body in the discharge of its function under the act, and the banks and other financial institutions, they act with the objective of promoting stability and continuity in economic management. In line with this, the act widened the objectives of the CBN to include ensuring monetary and price stability, as well as rendering economic advice to the federal government. And the BOFI Amendment Decree for 1998. Through these amendments, the CBN may vary or revoke any condition subject to which a license was granted, or being imposed fresh or additional condition to the granting of a license to transact banking business in the country. By the decree, the CBN's powers on bank specifically relate to withdrawal of license of distressed banks and appointment of liquidators to these banks, which includes the NDIC, which was restored. And also the 1999 amendment. The BOVI Amendment Decree number 40 of 1999 makes this provision relating to failing banks, which is applicable to other financial institutions, and it helps to empower the governor of the CBN to remove any manager or officers of a failing bank or other financial institution. The money and capital markets. The CBN, that is the Central Bank of Nigeria, has also taken responsibility for nurturing the money and capital markets. And also the CBN introduced trial bills in 1960 and these trial certificates in 1968, which facilitated the establishment of the Lagos Stock Exchange in 1961, and the Capital EU Committee, which is now known as the Security and Exchange Committee, in the early 1970s. Let's now talk about the concept of Central Bank of Nigeria. The Central Bank is the apex bank in a country, and the Central Bank is one of the most important institutions in the financial system of a country. And Central Bank is a government-owned bank, and each country owns only one central bank. And a central bank is therefore a government representative in a banking system, and they act mainly as a banker to the government, and it is the apex bank in a country which control its monetary and banking structures. And also, central bank is a government-owned bank, and each country owns only one central bank. and it is usually owned by the government of the country and operates in national interests. So let's now talk about the function of central bank. Some of the functions of the central banks are issuance of legal tender currency, banker of the government, bankers bank, banks control, supervision. Let's take them one after the other. The CBN for the issuance of legal tender currency. The CBN is the sole authority, as the sole authority vested with the power to issue legal tender currency in the country. Because of the primary importance of legal tender currency, that is the notes and the coins, in the smooth functioning and development of the economy. The issuance of the legal tender money is the foremost responsibility of all central banks of the whole world, and also it is the central bank's responsibility to safeguard the internal and international values of that currency. So as to the service, the government with legal tender currency, the central bank organizes not only its production but also its distribution and the periodic replacement of old or damaged ones. And also they are the bankers to the government. The central bank serves as banker and financial advisor to the federal government and other state governments. In its capacity as banker to government, the bank receives deposits and make payments on behalf of the federal government, and they also provide banking sectors to state governments or owned institutions. And the bankers bank. The central bank acts as a banker to commercial, merchants, development banks, and other financial institutions in that they keep part of their deposits with the Central Bank of Nigeria, and every bank in Nigeria is therefore required by law to keep an account with the Central Bank of Nigeria, not only as a statutory requirement but rather as a necessity in order to meet interbank transactions best handled through the CBN, for example through the clearing system. And to this end, the CBN established a number of clearing houses in the country to facilitate the clearing of checks among the commercial banks and further improve the payment system in the economy. And they are the banks control and supervision. The central bank controls, they supervise, they assist the activities of commercial, merchant banks, and other financial institutions in the economy. And the Central Bank of Nigeria exercise surveillance over the operation of the bank with a view to ensure sound banking practices. For example, the CBN prescribes periodically the proportion of deposit liabilities which banks must hold in the form of liquid assets so as to foster public confidence in their ability to meet their customers' cash demands. And you can also see more of the functions in your study material too. Thank you for listening.